This is John Panago here for Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Unbeaten heavyweight Demsey McKean here over Zoom. Demsey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, mate. Happy to be here.
Yep, thanks for jumping on. Obviously, there was news that you're going to be fighting on this Matchroom Australia card. I believe in September. I don't think a date's been announced, but how's it feel to be fighting back home?
It's good. I haven't fought back home in a couple of years, so it's going to be good to fight in front of a home crowd once again, and catch up with some friends and family and supporters and everyone else too. So I think we are trying to lock in a date at the moment. I think it might be possibly end of September, maybe October, start of October or something like that. So I think they're just trying to lock in a venue, one that's suitable for the promotion, and then full steam ahead. So we're just kind of ticking over training at the moment, and then we'll really start to ramp it up in the next 1 or 2 weeks.
So obviously we haven't seen you in the ring since February. So has it been just, what's been going on in terms of, would you have liked to be a bit more active or?
Yeah, definitely. So with my contract, I was supposed to have the 3 fights within 6 months, so quite quick turnarounds, But after the last fight with that Bracamonte, I broke my thumb quite bad, and that was about 3-4 months recovery there. So after I got my thumb all kind of fixed up, I went back home for a couple of months, and all my networks, my recovery and my rehab and the surgeons and everything's back there. So, and I was out injured. So I just went home for a couple of months just to, get that all sorted. And now that's all fixed up. I've been back in the UK for a couple of months now as well. So, and really getting stuck into training.
That makes sense. I mean, what were you able to do during that period? Because if you broke your thumb, you're not exactly going to be able to punch. So was it just, what were you able to do?
Well, I had to actually let the fracture set as well, so I wasn't able to do much at all for the first maybe month and a half, because I wasn't able to run because the jolting would maybe offset the break, even some bag work as well. So I just pretty much took a whole month off, let the thumb heal up, and then it was a lot of left-handed work from then on in. So bit of running, bit of leg weight strength, and just working the left side pretty much. So wasn't very entertaining at all, but there's always something you can kind of work on as well. Bit of shadow boxing, some light shadow boxing as well. But I've been back into full punch. The hands all healed up now, thumbs all healed up, so I've been back punching full power for the last month, and it's feeling better than ever. So keen to get into it.
Now, I think I saw it was reported that Eddie Hearn made an offer to Lucas Brown for a fight against you. Is that the guy you think you'll be fighting next?
No, it's not. We have been locked in for an opponent that should be announced probably soon. I think the contract's been signed and returned as well. So we've got a international fighter for that one. But apparently Lucas Brown, not too sure what happened there. He might have priced himself out, or I'm not too sure. I know he's with. I think he might be with Top Rank now as well. Lou DiBella. I think he's with Lou DiBella. I think he signed with Lou DiBella as well. So I think they might have plans for him also. Not too sure. So, he's coming off a big win. So he's going to be, he's quite a wanted man at the moment. I know he's getting a few offers probably thrown at him, taking out Junior Farr, former world rated number 5, I think he was, the WBO. He's coming off a couple of big wins. So, he's going to have some, reasonable fights in the future for sure.
You've got a good ranking in, I believe, the WBO. So you looking at getting your ranking up and, closing on that world title shot?
Definitely. So we've got one more fight with my contract with Matchroom, and then, we're most likely going to be signing another one and looking at some bigger fights as well. These are world-rated people, world-rated fighters, and people who are going to get me up the rankings quite quick as well. So like I said, my original contract was supposed to be 3 quick fights in 6 months, get some experience up fighting overseas, get some, start to gel with Tony Sims, my new coach as well, build a relationship up there, making sure we're all working together. Everything's gone better than ever there as well. So, keen to get this next fight out of the way, and, then we start, looking at some bigger fish to fry. So very excited.
And what names appeal to you? Obviously, you've got Ruiz fighting Luis Ortiz. You've got obviously Joseph Parker's a name that's been mentioned. Is it all of those guys?
Yeah, definitely. I think Joseph Parker is one that's, he's actually approached our team recently as well. So, so that's, but he's now signed with Sky Sports as well. So that could be trickier to kind of match that fight. But, he's keen on that fight. They've approached us recently as well. So that's always one that can be there. I think any of the any top tens as well, that's going to help me climb that ranking a lot quicker too, and start to speed up this process a little bit. But that Ajit Cabello, I think he makes for a good fight as well. I think he's still quite highly rated. I think he might be at 7 or 8 as well, quite ahead of me. I know Zhang, the Chinese southpaw, the one that's fighting Herkovic soon. Depends if you can get through Herkovic or not. But yeah, there's definitely, I think there's a lot of good names in the mix as well to be made. So like I said, we get this one out of the way and then see what kind of fights we can get matched up. So.
And how big do you think a fight, if it could get made between you and Joseph Parker, especially sort of in that region? I know you're not the same country, but that sort of region, do you think it'd be a big fight?
It'd be massive. There's a lot of Kiwis that live in Australia, that go for him. There's a lot of Australians that go for me, and probably vice versa as well. So that would be a massive fight. And I think we're probably 2 of the faster heavyweights and more skillful heavyweights as well. So it'd be a cracking boxing fight and a very skillful fight as well for the fans to watch. So I would love that fight. And, if that could get made somewhere, even in Brisbane, my hometown, which the next Matchroom card is in. So that would be massive. So I know everyone would get behind that fight.
Just on the headline fight for that card, Liam Parrow against Brock Jarvis, what do you think fans that haven't watched them before could expect from that? Do you know much about them?
Yeah, well, Liam Parrow is a stablemate under my Ace Boxing Promotions banner as well. So I'm backing Parrow for this one. He's number 1 mandatory with the WBO for a reason. I think he's number 2 with the IBF as well. He didn't get there. He didn't take the easy route. That's for sure. He's been fighting world-rated fighters for quite some time. Brock Jarvis, so he's no slouch. He's coming up a couple weight divisions, but he's a lot bigger than Parrow as well. So. And I think Jarvis is his style. He's never in a boring fight. He's got the come forward, the high pressure rate. But Parrow, he's slick. He's a southpaw like myself. He's a very good boxer. He's got that power as well. So backing Parrow for this one, I think he's going to win probably on points, if not maybe even by late stoppage. You might even get Brock to walk in on something. But that fight's going to be fireworks from the get-go. That's for sure.
Just a couple of other guys I wanted to ask you about. Derek Chisora, we saw he rolls on, beating Kubrat Pulev. What did you make of his performance, and what do you think he'll do next?
He looked good. He's entered. He's the same. He's never in a boring fight, is he? He literally brings it every time. That's a fight that I'd love. We've approached Eddie to try and make that fight as well. But with Chisora only having a couple of fights left and stating that he only wants the big fights and big name fights, and myself, I'm not quite there yet, which I understand as well, that Chisora wouldn't want to take that fight. He might want a couple big more paydays before he has to hang up the gloves, so I completely respect that. But I think that would be a great fight with me and Chisora, and it'd be a good scalp on my record and my list as well. So but yeah, he rolls on. That was definitely a win he needed to win, so he's taking out Pulev as well. So unbelievable, but good on him. He's been in the game a long time, and he deserves it all. So good on him.
And I know you had some good rounds last year with Dillian White over in Portugal. Do you still stay in touch with him? Is he someone maybe down the line you could fight, or what's the situation there?
Yeah, Dillian's a good bloke, I still talk to him on social media here and there and touch base with him as well. He's a lovely bloke as well. And, he's quite highly rated. I'm on the way up as well. That could be a fight that could happen in the future, It depends if our paths do cross or not. So never say never. This is the boxing game, and you got to put relationships aside and grasp the opportunities when you can. So, but there's plenty of fighters out there. There's a lot of good fights to be made, and for Dillian as well. I know he's getting a lot of promotions, throwing themselves at him at the moment. He's a wanted man, so he's sure he's going to make a good deal wherever he goes and attract some good money. So, and once again, he's earned that. He's mandatory with the WBC for so many years, and having fought Tyson Fury recently. So. Once again, he deserves it all. He's had a hard life and a tough upbringing, and he trains hard and he fights hard, and hopefully he gets everything that he deserves.
Now we've got the rematch coming up August 20th, Joshua against Usyk. You've been in camp with Joshua. What's your prediction on how this second fight goes?
I think AJ will. I backed him the first time. I'm going to back him the second time. I think he's going to come in a lot more polished, and he's. I think he might even I don't know if we'll go to points. I think he might even get the knockout mid to late rounds. I think in 6 to 8 rounds. You know, I think I've got a feeling he might get the knockout in those. It's going to be a tough fight though. It's going to be a harder fight. Both boys, you know, haven't gone 12 rounds together and knowing each other and knowing their styles a bit. So rematches they're always a tricky one, aren't they? They could go either way. And but yeah, I've got a feeling he's going to win this fight round 6 to 8 by knockout.
Interesting. And Tyson Fury, do you think he'll come out and face the winner?
Mate, he's not retired. Let's be honest. He's not retired. He's playing the game. He's talking that smack, and he's doing what he does. You know, he's keeping his name out there, keeping the attraction. You know, until he registered with the WBC that he's retired and that belt becomes vacant, and then a couple other people fight for it. He's not retired. It's as simple as that. You know, so. The WBC, they're probably on his case saying, you know, are you retiring or what? Because we can get a lot of sanction money for this belt for people to fight for it. You know, they're a business, they're sanction body. They need to make their money as well. So I think he's going to wait until the winner, and if it's either Usyk or if it's AJ, and then of course he's going to come out. And I can guarantee you right now, he's definitely not going to fight for free for this AJ. That's for sure. That fight's not for free. I don't care who it is. That's a massive payday fight. That's not happening for free, regardless. You know, if he wants to fight for free, good. Give that money to charity or someone that needs it. But I guarantee you, nothing will be for free on that fight. Let's be honest. So, but hey, he's playing the game. That's just Tyson Fury. It's what he does. So,
and just finally, obviously, you are in the gym. Tony Sims' gym. Conor Benn, obviously a lot of talk about this potential Chris Eubank Jr. fight. Obviously nothing announced yet, but we are expecting some news in the next couple of days. So what do you think of that fight if it was to get made?
It's interesting, isn't it? It's like what they say. It's going to be a big seller, especially in the UK. You know, after the fathers had the feud, I'm sure they're going to get their fathers over in the lead up to this fight as well. And there's going to be some interviews with them, and that's going to hype it up and build it up even more. And you know, there's a big weight difference, as we know. I think it's 2 weight classes, and they're going to meet in the middle. So, you know, whether or not that plays a part or not, but you know, Conor and Tony and they wouldn't be taking this fight if they weren't confident in this fight. You know, so it is a win-win fight for them, and it's a win-win for the crowd and the supporters and spectators and everyone watching. You know, so it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be fireworks. Both boys are tough, and their styles as well. It's going to be an entertaining fight, that's for sure. With, of course, Conor Benn coming out with the KO victory. So,
brilliant. All right, Dempsey, thanks for jumping on this afternoon. Anything you want to tell your fans and what we can expect from you over the next year or so?
Yeah, we're looking to get this fight in maybe even October. You know, coming in, need to get a big knockout win for this one, which is going to set me up for the next fight. And then hopefully we can get a big fight lined up in December to close out the year. So stay tuned. Look for the announcement when the venue. There's going to be tickets available, or obviously watch it on Zone. So yeah, can't wait. I can't wait to showcase some new skills, get some more. I've been getting a lot more training under Tony Sims as well over here, and there's a lot more sparring to come. So it's going to be an even better performance than the last fight. So yeah, I can't wait. Thank you.
All right, Dempsey, appreciate your time, and when you've got some fight news, we'll catch up.
Perfect. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.